Larry Kudlow said, "This is what Kamala Harris's so-called economic plan actually looks like." I haven't seen this clip yet. I can't wait to see it. I love Larry Kudlow's insight, especially pertaining to the economy. I think he's a great mind. So I can't wait to see what he has to say. But I already know how disastrous her economic plan really is and how it would destroy our country. I mean, it's just madness. Some of the things that she says she's gonna do, and then said it's gonna help the middle class, but it absolutely would not. So we're gonna play the clip and talk about it. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account. So follow me there as well. All right, so let's get right into this news here. Shout out Fox Business. Shout out Larry Kudlow. Let's see what he has to say.
Kamala Harris flubbed the most important question of the campaign. And a big hat tip to my longtime friend Byron York, the veteran ace columnist of the Washington Examiner. Byron was referring to the economy, which of course is the most important issue in the campaign. That was the first question of the debate, and it went to Ms. Harris, quote, "When it comes to the economy, do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago?"
And she never answered the question. She filibustered the entire time. She never answered the question, the main question.
Byron York's key point about Kamala's answer was that there was virtually no there. Her most heralded proposal, apparently, is a $50,000 small business startup deduction. But actually, under current tax law, which is still the Trump tax cut law, new business owners can already deduct most early stage expenses like payroll and equipment costs.
So again, jacking Trump swag. It's something that we already have, which, remember, Joe Biden and Kamala Harris said they would not extend the Trump tax cuts. But now all of a sudden she want to make that part of her policy? Come on. Do y'all really believe that?
Expenses are usually minimal, and so many small business startups will never even spend $50,000, at least at the beginning. In other words, it's a poorly thought out plan. And of course, she never mentioned her proposal to repeal virtually all of the highly successful Trump tax cuts, including the 100% immediate expensing bonus for the purchase of new machinery and equipment. That bonus depreciation is one of the most powerful pro-growth policies for large, small, and new businesses, and it looks like Harris would repeal it. Plus, her
and think about that. And think of the incentive you have to purchase new equipment, to update your equipment. You get that huge tax break, 100%. So that would be a good thing for businesses. I'm telling you, Democrats are anti-business, man.
So-called economic plan raises the top income tax rate to 39.6%, which is what most successful new and small business owners are going to pay. Plus, her plan would repeal the 20% small business cost deduction embodied in the Trump plan. Plus, she would jack up the capital gains tax, which rewards successful small business owners, and on top of that, raises the estate tax, which is another reward for successful small business owners. So she can prattle on about a startup deduction, but really, what one hand giveth, the other hand taketh away, and then some. Now, you want to hear a major league tax cut plan for business? Here's Mr. Trump at the New York Economics Club last Thursday.
The fifth pillar of my plan is to make the Trump tax cuts permanent. My plan calls for expanded R&D tax credits, 100% bonus depreciation, expensing for new manufacturing investments, and a reduction in the corporate tax rate from 21% to 15% solely for companies that make their product in America.
Wow.
There you go. That's
amazing.
led to an increase in cumulative real income pre-pandemic for typical working families of $6,400 during the Trump years, almost 5 times as much as the Biden-Harris gain of only $1,350. Almost 5 times as much. Now, the rest of Kamala's so-called economic plan is throwing out $25,000 of free money to buy homes, which, of course, would jack up the price of new homes, which are already out of reach for young Americans. Then she touts a $6,000 refundable child tax credit, which amounts to a guaranteed basic income for those who do not work. That's her so-called opportunity economy. Byron calls it, and I'll quote, the government giving people taxpayer money so they can pay higher prices, end quote.
Yeah, he sounds like, I like Byron, yeah. He got him down on that one.
And Byron notes, many economists believe these kinds of proposals are too big. They're too broad, not the best use of the money to help those who are most in need. That, according to a Wall Street Journal news story. And by the way, Mr. Trump did double the child tax credit from $1,000 to $2,000. But on top of that, he slashed marginal tax rates for all individuals and, of course, all businesses, thereby providing incentives to work and invest across the board. Now,
oh man, if we lose those tax cuts, man, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Them Trump tax cuts that kicked in finally for me last year, I was like, I was pleasantly surprised by the amount of money that I've received back from overpaying my taxes for the first time in years. Wow.
Harris also wants to, again, increase the earned income tax credit, also fully refundable, and the most fraud-ridden program in the U.S. government. Honestly, it's got an estimated $22 billion in fraudulent or erroneous payments. Then remember, in her economic speech in North Carolina, she proposed price controls on food and groceries and who knows what else, an idea that was ridiculed by economists on both sides of the aisle. Plus, her economic package was variously estimated at $2 trillion. Of course, that's on top of the $2 trillion Biden-Harris budget deficit that runs as far as the eye can see. She has never proposed a single reduction in federal spending and has never had an answer for record deficit spending, all of which would contribute to higher, not
inflation.
Lower, long-run inflation.
Absolutely.
So, with all that, Mr. Byron York concludes, Kamala Harris never really answered the question when it comes to the economy. Do you believe Americans are better off than they were 4 years ago? And for millions of people, undoubtedly, that answer is no.
Yeah.
All right. That's my riff.
That's why she never answered the question, because she couldn't in a straight face say, yeah, the people are better off today than they were under Trump. She know that's a blatant lie. By every barometer, by every measurement, by every statistic, she know that would be a lie. So she couldn't. So instead of answering the question yes or no, she filibustered, like I said, and gave us this story that had nothing to do with the question that was asked. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.